Yay!
We're here, I think.
We think that we did it right.
I think we're here. So, I remember last time that we changed platforms that we were on before. So, I'm hoping that this works. And if it does,
Then we're great.
then we're great. Um, so now turn on your volume.
Okay.
Sorry, everybody. I just don't know.
Hopefully, you can hear us.
All
Yeah,
right.
you can.
Good. You were hitting this.
Okay. I wasn't, but that's fine.
All right, everybody. So, welcome, Talking Reps. We took a break.
Yes, a little bit. Our July was a little bit insane.
July was terrible, but good
It
all at the
wasn't
same
terrible.
time. No, it was terrible, but it was also good at the same time. You can't lie to me and say that it wasn't terrible.
It wasn't terrible. It was just busy.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it was terrible. But it was great. It was good terrible. Does that make sense?
Nope, those words don't work together.
Yeah, we had a great time. We had a wonderful
Yeah.
time. We had lots of family time. We had a baby shower. It was amazing.
Well, that was in June, but yeah.
Well, it all ran together. June, there was no
It was the end of
difference.
June.
There was no difference between June and July. None whatsoever. Not
was a
even
little
one
bit
little piece of a difference. It all like May ended and then all of a sudden it was August 1st.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
We had a little bit of the beginning of June was
No.
a little bit okay.
No.
Okay. Well, it was so the last couple months, June and July were a little bit busy for us.
So we took a break.
We just couldn't make it work. It was just dumb. But
And
anyways,
this is the first time in 4 years that we have taken a break from our show.
really?
Yeah.
Ah.
This is
thought
the
we had
very
another
first time.
Time that we maybe did that, but
No.
I guess not.
We shit the
That's
bed.
all right.
We literally shit
We're
the
trying
bed
to
this
do
year.
better.
Yeah. And so by us taking a break, we were able to focus on some other stuff, some family stuff, some work stuff, gym stuff, and
Yeah.
not force this and not have a good show. And we didn't want to do that.
No.
So speaking of which, season 4, episode 7 should be episode 8, but it's episode 7. I thought today we could talk about, I'll just read you the title, From Chaos to Consistency, why discipline beats motivation every single time. And then some personal anecdotes, some stories.
Some stories, anecdotes. Is a fancy word for stories?
Yeah, it's a fancy word for stories. We were not set up well. We were doing budget stuff beforehand, so we're kind of off center here a little bit. There we go. Now we're centered. That's better. Okay.
Randy has his papers. He's
I have my
ready.
notes.
He's ready to have his agenda.
I have Chassie's.
That he knows that I don't follow very
I have
well.
her small agenda because it's hard for her to follow a big agenda. So I have her just bullet point agenda, and then I have my big agenda.
So we'll let Randy start his paper agenda.
So I wanted to talk a little bit about motivation. I can't remember what brought this up. Something brought this up to me. I saw something. Usually it's like on social media or something. I see like a influencer's post talking about, man, motivation. We just need motivation, and then we'll get healthier, we'll get active, we'll get a better version of ourselves if only I had motivation, I think is where I saw it at. And so I was thinking that for me, if I were to spend time waiting for motivation, I probably would be dead.
You think so?
I
You
know
just
so.
like laid there and was like,
I know so.
come get me.
Come get me, motivation.
Come.
Show yourself.
Why aren't you here yet?
Show yourself, motivation. In my brain, motivation for me personally, I feel motivation is a liar. I feel motivation allows your weakness to take over instead of the strength that we all have inside of ourselves. Um, motivation shows up when it wants to show up, but then it's also the first thing that leaves when you feel like you need to rely on it. And so I wanted to dive into that a little bit today.
Perfect. Randy wasn't planning on me being here.
No.
So
She was supposed to be gone.
I think he's a little off on me being here.
This was going to be a solo show, and
I think he was very excited about it.
No, I was show. I was nervous, and I felt bad. I wasn't nervous about doing a solo show. I was nervous about feeling bad because you weren't going to be here. That's why. It had nothing to do with, I don't give a shit about me. I was just worried that you were going to feel bad, and so I was nervous about that. So I just wanted to have something to talk about and get it done and have you not feel bad.
So we really haven't talked about this at all. So
No.
This is just like new to me. And well, it's not new. I mean, motivation isn't new to me, but the topic is new to me.
Yeah,
like
and
5 minutes ago.
Yeah, and it's going to be really centered towards my experiences. But I want you to chime in and just talk about your experiences, because I know you have the same, not the same background, but you have a similar story. It's just coming from a different perspective.
Yeah.
Yours was sunshine and rainbows, and mine was vomit and feces.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So great.
Yeah.
Glad that we can balance this for everyone.
So a little bit more about that motivation and how I feel like it's a liar. Again, I feel like for me, if I waited for it, it would never have shown up. If I waited for the perfect moment to try to change my life, I feel like it never would have shown itself. Now, all that to say, I can acknowledge very much that even though I feel that way, if I feel one perspective is true, then I also feel that the opposite has to be true. So at one hand, I can say motivation would have never showed up because I wasn't ready to see it. I wasn't ready to accept it, anything like that. But again, I can acknowledge that it probably did show up. I just wasn't able to see it. Back in the day, this is like 2010, and we had conversations about this actually last week. We had a walk down memory lane last week.
We did.
An impromptu walk down memory lane.
It was great.
That's a fancy word for saying not planned.
Promptu?
Impromptu.
Impromptu?
Yeah. So an unplanned walk down memory lane, and we talked a lot about my past, and I shared some stories with Joss that I actually have never shared with her before, and I felt terrible, and I felt like a really terrible person. But it was important, and it's important to share those stories. But again, if I waited for motivation, back then my life was just pure chaos. It was broken. I was broken. I was swirling addiction, all kinds of addiction. I had a broken marriage. I had multiple broken relationships. They weren't really relationships. I had run-ins with the law. I was arrested, spent some time in jail. All the while, if I would have just been sitting there waiting for motivation again, I feel now that I would have never been able to pull myself out of the situations that I put myself in. Because again, I feel like right now, very much so looking back, and again, hindsight is 20/20, but motivation for me was just lying to me the entire time. It was something that was out of my control that I felt like I was waiting for that was going to save me. And nothing's coming to save me. Nothing's coming to save you except yourself. So it took a lot of soul searching for me to realize that and pull myself out. But again, I can also acknowledge that's not easy or the same for anybody else.
Yeah.
What do you think?
About that being
Yeah.
that was your motivation?
Or what do you think about
your
for you?
motivation? For me,
Yeah.
what my motivation is? For like, what certain things?
Anything. Do you feel like you need motivation to get up every day?
No, I mean, I don't. I mean, I guess I don't really understand motivation. Maybe that's what it is. I feel like, I don't know, I just enjoy doing these things. I don't feel like I need to be motivated to do things, to come to the gym and work out and stuff like that. Maybe I think that I lack not motivation, but focus. Focus and motivation, I think,
Kind of.
that's my software, my soft talk skill word. Anyways, not kind of. I think that for me, focus and motivation might run together, or they mean the same thing to me. That I lack focus on certain things, which I guess you could say that I'm not motivated to do things because my focus isn't there.
Yeah,
Does
maybe.
that make sense?
Yeah.
Um, because I feel like I'm motivated to do the things, but maybe my focus isn't there in that moment to do those things. Like maybe I'm motivated to do something else at that point in time that I don't want to
Eat snacks.
do. Like, yeah, eat snacks maybe.
Yeah.
Or that I mean, I'm motivated to do the things I wanted to do the things, but my focus is on something else, like maybe going and hanging out with Peyton instead of doing whatever I'm supposed to do at work.
So I feel like um, because I wasn't willing to wait for motivation or what anybody told me I should be waiting for, or anybody was suggesting, finding and seeking motivation in others, seeking motivation in programs, seeking motivation in groups, anything like that, I decided to switch that narrative for me. And instead of seeking motivation, I seeked,
Soaked?
sought,
Soaked? No, not soaked.
I sought out discipline instead. Discipline for me was something that I controlled. It was something that I could measure. Um, I could relate to discipline. I could find that inside of myself, and I didn't need to look for someone else to find that discipline because I already had it. I just needed to harness it, and I needed to use it to accomplish what I wanted to accomplish, which was create a better life for me selfishly, create a better life for my son selfishly, um, and stop hurting people, not selfishly. I don't feel like that's a selfish thing to not want to hurt people.
No.
I feel like that's just being a good
That's just,
human.
yeah, that's just being good.
Everything else was selfish. I didn't want to die, basically, is what it was. So I needed to find that discipline in me and just quit looking for it in other places. Um, so I thought today we could dive into why, in my opinion, discipline beats motivation every time, and how my experiences can help others to start living a more disciplined life now.
Yeah.
Now. Okay. Sound good?
Cut. Yeah.
Deal? Okay. So let's talk about the myth of motivation. So motivation can feel good. It can feel amazing. If you're lucky enough to recognize it and you're lucky enough to find it in something, it can feel like that secret weapon that you've been waiting for, that push out the door to the gym, or the pull taking you out of the McDonald's drive-through. No offense, Zach. The McDonald's drive-through. I know that he doesn't want people to not go to McDonald's because he works as a McDonald's truck driver. But all in saying, our food choices, we could be waiting for that motivation to pull us from whatever we're find ourselves gravitating towards and push us towards something, making better decisions. It could be the spark that gets you to join a gym.
Next page.
But here's the problem that I found, and this is a problem for me, not for anybody else. For me, motivation can also be emotional, and emotions can fade, and they can change from day to day. They can change on the weather that's outside. It can change by the conversation you had with a loved one. It can change with what's programmed in the workout. And I'm super pissed that they programmed heavy deadlifts instead of an unimaginable amount of burpees. Just to be clear, I would rather do an unimaginable amount of burpees than heavy deadlifts in a Metcon.
Yeah, me too.
So that's an emotional response. And if we wait for that motivation, or motivation can hide itself inside of our emotion. And for me, it's similar to New Year's resolutions. And it's why New Year's resolutions fail. for the most part. Statistically, they fail because we're so emotionally driven. That new year, this is the new year. This is new year, new me. I'm gonna start eating better. I'm gonna start exercising. I'm gonna go for a walk every night before or after dinner. And then what happens 2 weeks later is the emotions fade or a different emotion takes over. I don't like going for walks after dinner.
Because it's freezing cold in this winter. No one wants to. That was a bad goal.
That was a dumb goal.
Like, I set myself up not for success. I set myself up for failure. And I think that that is a time, though, that people do with New Year's resolutions is that once if they say have told themselves they're going to do this and these are the steps of me doing this, and if they don't start or they miss something, then they have those negative effects of, well, I couldn't even do this, I'm a horrible person, I couldn't even like go to on my walk or whatever. And then it just goes down this rabbit hole of, or the snowball effect of now not doing anything and then feeling bad about yourself because you couldn't even do that one little thing in doing it. So it can definitely have the opposite effect, especially if you haven't set yourself up for success.
Yeah. I wanted to, for me, I knew, I don't even know how to say, like, I don't even know how to phrase it because I honestly didn't think I had a drinking problem. Um, I was going to work most days. I was completing the tasks that I needed to complete. Um, I was showing up for my son, but not, there was no substance to it. There was no substance to anything I did professionally. But I kept lying to myself, like, I don't need to quit drinking. One, because everybody's drinking around me, and they're all going to work, and we're all showing up at work drunk or hungover or, sick, whatever. Um, so I obviously don't have a drinking problem because I'm still able to go to work and pay my bills. Well, that's not true at all, actually. I didn't pay my bills. I worked for the water department, and I had my water shut off because I wasn't paying my water bill.
I mean, it's probably not funny, but
It's pretty
thinking
funny.
about it on the other side,
Pretty funny. It's pretty bad. But all that to say, I wasn't even looking for motivation because I didn't think I needed motivation for any real relevant change. Um, but in my mind, that motivation can also be that devil on your shoulder that's maybe it's not telling you, hey, let's pull back. Hey, let's not drink whiskey and let's drink water. Hey, let's not go out to the bar, let's go to the gym. It's not necessarily that, but it could also be, hey, you don't have a problem. Hey, you're totally cool. You're fine. Let's hammer another pack of menthol lights in one night. Let's make it 2 packs of cigarettes in one night.
yeah.
That could be motivation in a way, and that was absolutely lying to me for decades. So, again, if I waited for that motivation to say something that I wanted it to say, I wouldn't. We would not be having season 4, episode 7 of Talking Reps. So, again, if motivation isn't the answer, what is? And for me, it was discipline. What do you think about discipline?
I like discipline. I think that's.
Yes. Just see, I tucked my top lip in.
Yeah, I think you. Well, I thought you almost like bit yourself.
That means
But
discipline.
discipline. I like discipline. I think that I don't know. Some of these words just like are very, like to me in my head is like
It's okay.
I just don't really. They all kind of like mean the same thing. So I think of what thing that is going to that resonates with yourself.
Should we define discipline? Should we try and define it on our own?
Sure.
What do you think discipline means? What do you want it to
I
mean when you
think
see it
that
in your head?
discipline that you're doing something, whatever you have told yourself to do it, or whatever. Maybe that's like you're going to get up at 6 a.m., 5 a.m., or 6 a.m. or whatever every day and doing whatever, meditation or doing some sort of exercise or stretching routine or something like that, and you just do that over and over again, at the beginning, I think that's discipline. And then it turns into just what you do.
Routine.
Routine. Yes.
I think discipline, I think discipline is doing something when the desire to do that something leaves you. So, like what you were saying, it's getting up at 5 a.m. and
You just do it.
starting your day an hour earlier than normal. In the beginning, it's something that you want to do. I want to do it. I want to go to bed early. I want to eat a good dinner. I want to drink enough water. I want to sleep well. And I want to get up at 5 a.m. so I can start my day. And then I can get done a little bit earlier and maybe make it to the gym and then have an earlier night routine and all of that. And that, again, discipline can look like, hey, I want to do this, so I'm going to stick to it and I'm going to do it. I think discipline turns into doing that when the desire to do it leaves. I mean, I don't want to get up at 5 a.m.
And you do it.
But you do it
just
anyways.
Do it.
You do it anyways because
I agree with that.
That's the lifestyle that you want for yourself. That's where you grow as an individual. And you recognize that. I think that's discipline. Discipline is doing something you want to even when desire
When you don't
leaves.
really want to do it.
Yep.
I agree with that 100%.
Heck yeah.
100%.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Discipline is doing what matters even when passion leaves.
Look at it. See, we kind of just rolled right into that without even having your agenda.
It's showing up on the days you'd rather not. It's meal prepping instead of hitting the drive-thru. It's choosing to go to bed instead of scrolling your phone for over an hour.
Yes, that is discipline.
Yep, that is discipline.
Because you really want to do those other things instead, and you choose not to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for me, discipline was the difference between chaos and consistency. My life was chaos before I chose discipline. Now I feel like, don't get me wrong, July was chaos. But
a different kind of chaos.
But it's now consistent. And it's not the same day to day. It's not even the same hour from hour. But we feel, because we have a life together, that we control our lives with consistency more now so than we did ever before.
Yes.
Especially before you and I were a singular life.
You mean
for me,
like when you were
an idiot.
Are you talking about before we met or
Yes.
before just like
I
we
literally
were still
talked
together?
about both.
I know that. Okay. Great. Wonderful.
Yes.
Discipline.
I said our life is disciplined and consistent now.
It is very much so.
In the beginning of our life, it was a little chaotic because we were marrying. We weren't marrying, but we were
No, we did not do
joining
that.
two families together, two broken families, no offense, two broken families together, and that could be chaotic.
Yeah.
Especially when you have young kids or young teenagers.
Yeah, it was a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
But
we were disciplined.
yeah.
I disciplined
We're doing
the
this
shit-
regardless.
I disciplined the shit out of our kids.
I don't know about that.
I didn't.
You didn't do that at all.
I
but,
didn't.
But it was
did not.
good.
But I feel what we get from our discipline, especially now, we get freedom.
Yes.
We get freedom from a lot of, again, chaos, but we get freedom from, we get freedom from unnecessary pain. We get freedom from a lot of struggle. We get freedom from a lot of miscommunications. We have freedom from so much because we've chosen to be disciplined with our personal life, our professional life, and everything in between. But that doesn't mean like we live, okay, actually we do. I was going to say we don't live off a schedule, but we totally do.
Yes.
If it's not in our calendar,
We don't.
it does not exist.
Yeah. which can cause problems.
which can
It
cause
causes chaos.
chaos.
Which then chaos causes frustration
Yep.
and
Miscommunications,
miscommunication, anger sometimes can happen.
hunger.
Hangry happens sometimes at that. But I also think when chaos happens or when you live in chaos, I think there's so many negative effects with that. So many, whether it's emotional, makes you not, stress, emotional, like, what's it called when you're sad? Depressed.
I'm like sad.
Depressed. It can cause those things make them so much worse than what it could have. They just ramp up all of those other kind of emotions when chaos happens.
Yep.
And then sometimes it's hard to see it that maybe you're the person causing the chaos, and then that causes more problems.
It's
as
usually
well.
you.
Yeah.
I'm just teasing. It's not usually you.
I mean, it
Usually-
can be. I can be.
It's both
I
of
can
us.
definitely be chaos.
Right now, it's equal parts you and me when we cause chaos in our life. But the good thing is when we choose discipline and I'm going to speak for us now because you're a part of this. So you're part of this show. So it's now a we thing. Because we've chosen to be disciplined and live a disciplined life, we get freedom from that. But it's also allowing us to choose what matters most in our life. It allows us to say yes to the things we want to say yes to. It gives us the freedom to say no to things that we don't want to do, all in an effort to have balance and discipline for us, so we can put our energy, our efforts, our brain power towards the stuff that's
Important.
important in continuing us to move forward. Would you agree?
Oh, 100%.
I love that you're agreeing with me 100%.
Yeah, because
One of these days you're going to be like, I agree with you 74%.
maybe 61.
61%. And then I believe this to my core, to the core of me. Oh, look, this episode brought to you by
Core
our
values.
new Grit Core Values t-shirt. Core values, courage, community, and excellence is what drives every member at 346 Grit CrossFit.
And it also drives our decisions of everything that we
Yeah.
do in this gym and our business.
And I believe that if you want to develop if you want to develop into the human that you want to be, whatever that is, hopefully it's good, you don't choose constant comfort. You don't seek out constant comfort. Instead, you choose to seek out hard work. Discipline can only be found in hard work. Motivation, I feel, or waiting for it, can lead you to comfort. Now, in saying that, that doesn't mean that I want everybody to sleep standing up or lay on a bed of nails. That's not what that means. Comfort, there's relevant comfort. But if we're constantly seeking to sit down, to have that comfort food, to choose to watch Netflix instead of coming to the gym for an hour, discipline is going to evade us. And we want to harness the discipline by using hard work.
Yeah.
I believe that to my core.
Yeah. I believe if we sit in comfort, then that is just a bad place. And I think there's not really good things that come from that. Whether that's, like you said, with like exercise, or whether it's eating better or sleeping, like all of those things trickle into other things for the rest of your life. When you work hard, it creates a different sort of mentality that you have around it, to always looking and seeking to be better, which is also going to create a better life for you for the rest of your life. That you can do the things that you want to do, instead of having to say no to the things that you truly want to do, but you don't because you you can't move or whatever it is,
Hmm.
because you've created this life of comfort.
Hmm. Comfort can also look like, hey, uh, I'm going to pick on your dad. Your dad is, I'm not picking on him because this is true, but I just had knee replacement surgery. So comfort is, I'm just going to sit because it hurts. Hard work can look like not going back to the gym and doing everything that you could do when you were healthy before an injury, before a knee replacement surgery. Hard work could be just walking into the gym and sitting on a bike and just moving and being a part of a community that you feel alienated from because you aren't doing the same thing, because you've had surgery and you have a long road of recovery ahead of you. Hard work could just be showing up. Hard work doesn't mean, okay, you have knee replacement surgery, drop and do 1,000 burpees right now. That's stupid work. Hard work is relative, right? So hard work can look different for individuals, can look different for different situations, and can mean something different as long as the end goal is progressing towards the person that you want to be.
Yep.
If you want to be a Jabba the Hutt person, sitting on a couch and having people feed you things, hey, far be it from me to stop you from doing that. But you're not going to get stronger from that. Even though it sounds cool to have someone feed you grapes all the time,
I don't know if I like that.
they would have to be specific grapes.
Yeah, they probably would choose gross ones,
And then you'd have
and
to
then
kill
I'd be
them.
very sad.
You'd have to have them killed.
Yeah.
Um, so let's talk a little bit about mindset. Um, I wanted to talk just a little bit about one of the biggest lessons, and I'll be completely honest that this took a while to learn this lesson for me. One of the biggest lessons I've learned is that fitness isn't about PRs or ability. It's more of a training ground for the rest of your life. And we believe that here at the gym.
100%.
It's not, fitness isn't, I rang the PR gong 12 times this week. You are doing fitness and you are
Getting
earning
more
those
fit.
gongs and you're getting stronger. But our goal and the direction we want all of our athletes moving towards is a more capable and available way of life.
Mm-hmm.
We want you guys, like Cha said, we want you to be able to choose to do whatever you want. We want you to be able to say yes when you leave here and go on the hike, go and hang out with your grandkids. I bet that's the bank. I got to take this phone call.
Wonderful.
Joss gets to finish. We're right here.
I got to figure out where he's at on this, because usually this is his thing. So it looks like we're talking about mindset, and like he said, the PR gongs and looking of moving forward. When we are looking for my goal and his goal, as people come in the gym and members here at the gym, we want them to be able to move for the rest of their life. We want you guys to go out and play with your grandkids, your kids. We want, if you have friends that like go hiking and they want to ask you to go hike, you want to be able to do that. If you have friends that do frisbee golf and they want to go, want you to go with you, and if you want to do that, that you can go and be active and do some fun things with them. We want you to be able to take care of yourself and do the things that you love for the rest of your life for as long as you can. So as we're coming into the gym here, what we're looking for is to just, and like he said, this has kind of been a struggle for him and it has taken some time, and myself, to learn and remind myself when I come to the gym, why I come to the gym. When I first started the gym, I was training a lot. Scott and I used to be training partners because we had the same goals. You know, we like to compete. We wanted to be at a high level of competing. And then things changed in my life. I had a stroke, and it took me over a year to get over those things. And still, actually, I still struggle with certain things with that, but it also gave me a really clear understanding of where I wanted to go and that there were certain things in my life that were a little bit more important to me, and the reasons why I came into the gym. Not saying that I didn't have moments, a point in time in my life to where I would come into the gym and be like, well, dang it, I used to be able to lift that. I used to do that. And it's frustrating. And it's a very, very, very frustrating thing to remember where you used to be, um, and know what you could do at one point in time, especially when you've had certain setbacks. Um, but knowing and always reminding myself of like the reasons why I come here so that I can move for the rest of my life. With me coming in and modifying or scaling or pulling back from where I used to be, is that going to get me moving forward to hit my goals to move for the rest of my life? Yes. 100% me coming in and doing something is going to help me to move forward for the rest of my life. And that's my goal. I mean, we have a huge, Randy and I both have a new life coming into our life. We are going to be grandparents. So I have a huge, different goal, a huge new reason of why I come into the gym and why I don't want to be doing dumb things like I used to, like lifting things that I know that I shouldn't be doing. I haven't earned it yet. Um, or maybe I just not, because of the way that my body is, because I have done dumb things in my past, like my back is not the strongest because I have chosen to do in the past things that I shouldn't have. And so I have to pull back on those things like deadlifting and squatting and stuff like that. I can still do them, but I have to do them smartly because I want to be able to go and play with my grandson. I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to pick him up and I want to not to have pain. I want to run around with him and do whatever he wants to do. So my goal is very, very different now, even from when I came back from my stroke. And so reminding myself constantly of why I come in here is so that I can move and play with my grandson. I don't want to be in a home. So hitting and reminding myself, and I believe that that is part of discipline. Like you have to discipline yourself to pull back to where you know truly where you should be, and where I can come back in the gym again and I'm not going to be doing one dumb thing and be like, can I put myself backwards from where I should be? So it takes discipline to be able to even tell yourself that story and be like, okay, this is good today. Yes, I'm still moving forward to hit my goals. Yeah, maybe I'm not going to be hitting ringing the gong because I hit a PR or whatever, but I'm still moving myself forward than not doing anything. Um, and so I think that it takes a lot of discipline, and it's something that I think that I go on a little bit of a roller coaster trying to remind myself about those things, and why I come in and why I train and why I do what I do, and keeping that mindset around that. And I believe that all of these struggles that I've had with my stroke, my herniated disc in my back, even recently when I hurt my back doing earlier this year with squatting, doing something I knew I shouldn't have, and I just did it anyways. Um, and it's taken me, I'm still dealing with it. So it's just being smart and realizing where you're at and putting myself, um, disciplining myself of where I need to be so that I can keep moving forward, and keeping a really good mindset around that. And I think that helps us also to be able to talk to our athletes as they've gone through these struggles, as you guys go through these struggles and have these ups and downs of your training and mindset around it. Because we've been there and we understand it, and we are growing through it together. And I think that that also keeps us moving forward. Thank you, Thomas. Maybe that's where he's going. I have no idea. I'm trying to look at his notes, but it's something that I think is important as we are coming into this gym and our mindset. And when we lack motivation, um, is more of disciplining ourselves and realizing of where we are and being proud of ourselves for coming in and doing the things, whether if that's fitness, maybe that is with your food and eating and tracking, as long as we're moving forward to hit that goal. um, I think we're doing the right thing, and building the framework for us to stay consistent and coming into the gym or eating better, or maybe it's going for a walk outside to just have a healthier life and feel better. Um, Let me see what he has here on. He has lots of papers, guys. Lots of papers. So I'm trying to figure out where he was at on that stuff. But anyways, we're going to close and we're going to recap because it's almost been 45 minutes of me talking. Well, some of it. But motivation is the spark. Discipline is the fire. So motivation is where things usually start. Like, okay, I'm motivated to do this. And then discipline is what keeps it going. Um, and I think I love that he put that down there. And I think that is very, very, very true. Motivation is the spark, discipline is the fire. It's what keeps us running, it keeps us moving forward. We challenge you guys, we want to challenge all of you. Write down one non negotiable habit and share it with someone else. Come in, tell your coach, tell me, tell Randy, tell a friend, tell your whole entire class of what that non negotiable habit, and stick with it. And when we share those things with other people, I think it gives us a little bit more motivation or some accountability around it to do those things. Um, Always remember, comfort will keep you where you are, discipline will take you where you want to go. We all have the choice to do that. It's not on anybody else. It's not because someone else made us do something or did anything. We have that choice, and we can choose to be disciplined in whatever that is that we're looking for. Um, Thanks for being here and listening to me talk and ramble half of the time, but not sure. Our next one will be in September, probably right before our grandson is born. So, or maybe he'll be coming at that point in time if he's come early. But challenge you guys again to remember and discipline yourself and have that one non-negotiable. Tell someone about it. Keep accountability, and give yourself some grace. Love you all, and we will see you on the other side.